We're live from New Delhi. You're watching DD India Live, India's voice to the world. I'm Lipakshi Khurana. Coming up in the next 30 minutes. India's External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar reiterates India will never give in to nuclear blackmail, says the epicentres of terrorism are no longer immune. India's global outreach on Operation Sindoor continues to gain momentum. Multi-party delegations engage in high-level discussions highlighting India's continued fight against terrorism. In a bid to further secure the steel industry in the United States, Trump announces 50% tariff on steel and aluminium imports. Donald Trump bids farewell to DOGE chief Elon Musk, hails him for bringing colossal change, vows DOGE will remain functional. And in sports, World Boxing mandates gender testing for all athletes. Policy comes after a furor surrounding Olympic women's gold medalist Iman Khelif. And on to the details now. India's External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar on Friday asserted that India will never give in to nuclear blackmail. Speaking at a convocation ceremony of foreign students of Parallel University in Gujarat's Vadodara, Dr. Jaishankar said those who sponsor, nurture and utilize terrorism should be made to pay a heavy price. He said the barbarity of the killings in Pahalgam terror attack required an exemplary response, which was delivered by destroying terrorist command centers, especially in Bahawalpur and Muridke. Stating that India's resolve is stronger than during the 2008 Mumbai terror attacks, Dr. Jaishankar said terrorism epicentres are no longer immune. He said India's zero tolerance to terror is manifested through its action. He further added that whatever decisions have to be taken in India's national interest are taken and will continue to be taken. Dr. Jaishankar also said that as India responded to the Pahalgam attack, it was also heartening to witness the understanding from other nations of our right to defend ourselves against the terrorist. And as a demonstration of India's steadfast dedication to eradicating terrorism, the 7 multi-party parliamentary delegations are engaged in high-level discussions during their official visits abroad. The all-party delegation, led by Member of Parliament Ravi Shankar Prasad, visiting Denmark, met select former members of Parliament, former ministers and former diplomats and held discussions on challenges posed by cross-border terrorism to India. Operation Sindoor and global issues threatening peace and security. Denmark's important voice in global affairs as a non-permanent member of the Security Council and incoming President of the European Union was emphasized as a potent tool to combat terrorism. And Prime Minister Narendra Modi will attend the Women Empowerment Mahasam organized on the occasion of the 300th birth anniversary of Lok Mata Devi Ahilya in Bhopal on Saturday. Prime Minister will perform virtual Bhumi Pujan for the construction of a ghat on the Shipra River in Ujjain. About 2 lakh women entrepreneurs, workers, women self-help groups and Ladli Behna will participate in the Mahasam. Prime Minister will also release a postage stamp and coin dedicated to Lok Mata Ahilyabai Holkar. On Saturday, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will virtually inaugurate passenger service on the Super Priority Corridor of Sindoor Metro from Bhopal. The Super Priority Corridor is not only important from a technical point of view, but also symbolizes Sindoor's growing direction towards modernity. And reflecting the growing maritime security cooperation between India and the European Union, the two sides will conduct a joint naval exercise in the Indian Ocean from June 1st to 3rd. The exercise will focus on advanced counter-piracy operations, interoperability, tactical maneuvers and enhanced communication protocols.
In a significant step towards enhanced maritime collaboration, India and the European Union will hold a joint naval exercise in the Indian Ocean. The exercise will feature ships from the Indian Navy and 2 frigates from the European Union Naval Force Operation Atalanta. The participating EU ships, the Italian frigate Antonio Marseglia and the Spanish frigate Reina Sofia, are currently docked at Mumbai. The joint exercise will be coordinated by the respective maritime operations centers. Rear Admiral David Dapozzo, Force Commander of the UNIFOR Atlanta, and Hervé Delphin, the Ambassador of the European Union to India, elaborated on the significance of the exercise and the broader EU-India cooperation.
It's the first time that Atalanta units are mooring in Mumbai. We have 2 ships here, so it's a big event in enhancing our cooperation and coordination with the Indian Navy. We share the same values, we share the same goals, which are maritime security in the Indian Ocean. So we are really committed to increase cooperation and coordination, and this exercise will help us in doing this.
I think it stems simply from the recognition of how much our interests intersect in ensuring maritime security. For a very simple reason, I think in the Indo-Pacific, we both see the importance of maintaining free and open and rule-based Indian Ocean access and in the Indo-Pacific access. This is in our economic interest and in our security interest.
Hervé Delphin, the Ambassador of the European Union to India, also reaffirmed EU's strong commitment to combating terrorism. He emphasized that the European Union's recognition of India's right to defend itself and protect its citizens. He noted that Operation Sindoor was a response to the Pahalgam terror attack.
As a strong partner of India, we of course always been standing in contact with India. We made our position very clear, condemning the attack, recognizing the right of India to defend and protect its citizens in such situations.
India and the European Union are steadily enhancing cooperation on maritime security. Both sides share a deep commitment to a free, open, inclusive and rules-based maritime order in the Indo-Pacific region. Sharma Mishra's report for TD India in Mumbai.
Well, India has mounted a strong presence at the 55th Watch and Jewellery Middle East Show in Sharjah, with 11 companies showcased under the Indian Pavilion, organised by the Gem and Jewellery Export Promotion Council. The UAE, a crucial trade partner, has seen Indian gem and jewellery exports rise over 60% since the India-UAE trade deal. Running through June 1st, the biannual event features 500 plus exhibitors and expects more than 80,000 visitors. Highlights include a 108-meter diamond necklace and workshops on global jewellery trends held at the 30,000 square kilometre Expo Centre. The event strengthens trade ties, design exchange and market presence for Indian jewellers in the booming West Asia's luxury sector.
Gem and Jewellery Export Promotion Council has done a wonderful job in promoting Indian jewellery in different parts of the world through right kind of market surveys, through giving us opportunities and spaces at the right exhibitions. For us, this has been our first experience, and this has been a wonderful experience in understanding what kind of jewellery sell in the Middle East market, what are the custom preferences, what kind of quality of jewellery sells. I think so this really is going to help Indian manufacturers and exporters to come and participate in these shows, understand this market very well.
Thanks to JJPC's help, we have been able to get in front of the UAE market, and they have helped us get in front of buyers and discover a new range of not just jewelry but connect with people from all ends of the world. And we really look forward to showcasing what we can do for people.
Well, India is home to 43 UNESCO World Heritage Sites. One such includes the iconic Kajura group of monuments. The temples are famous for the northern Indian temple art and architecture of the Chandela dynasty. They strike a perfect balance between architecture and sculpture. Take a look on this special report.
Some stories are not written in books. They are carved on stones. Here in Kajura, time, beauty and passion come together to tell India's one of the most mesmerizing tales. Let's take a look. In the heart of India stands Khajuraho, a timeless dance of stone and spirit. Built by the Chandela kings over 1,000 years ago, these temples are more than architecture. They are poetry carved in stone. Every sculpture tells a story of gods, humans, music, love, and life itself. But Khajuraho was lost to the world until 1838, when British surveyor T.S. Bird, led by locals, uncovered its forgotten glory. Of the original 85 temples, 25 still rise, untouched by time, alive with detail.
So now we are in a most famous temple of Khajuraho, Kandariya Mahadev. This is the tallest one of North India. You must see this beauty of this beautiful majestic view of this temple. There are total 84 domes. They are representing the 84 leg birth. We are getting a human birth. The human birth is very costly. That's why they have representing in this type of semi-rounded wheel are here.
These carvings speak of a culture that embraced life fully, body, mind, and soul. Today, as the sun sets over these sacred stones, Khajuraho stands as a reminder that beauty, divinity, and desire once lived side by side. Khajuraho stand is a timeless tribute to Indian artisans and the spiritual legacy. From forgotten ruins to the global heritage, its stories continues to inspire world. Prasar Bharati from Khajuraho for DD India.
And Chief of Army Staff General Upendra Dwivedi visited India's Jammu and Kashmir's Paraghwal sector to review operational preparedness. General Dwivedi also visited the Tiger Division, where he commended troops and ex-servicemen for their outstanding performance in Operation Sindoor. He stressed the importance of staying agile and vigilant in response to evolving security dynamics. And still to come in this edition of DD India Live. US Supreme Court backs Trump administration move to end legal status for migrants, putting deportations back on track. Mumbai Indians storm into qualifier 2 with 20-run win over Gujarat Titans, set to face Punjab Kings. And renowned sand artist Sudarshan Patnaik crafts powerful message on Puri Beach for World No Tobacco Day, urging public to quit tobacco.
Can the US launch a bombing campaign against Iran? The Philippines vessel suffered structural damage. The saga of child sexual abuse is the United States China's debt trap strategy. Truth is stranger than fiction. But sometimes hard to uncover. Trust us to tell the truth, unadulterated and pure, of every story that matters to you.
Save your.
You read between the lines, cut the clutter, and connect the dots to get you the full picture. Watch Connecting the Dots at these times with me, only on DD India.
Welcome back. You're watching DD India Live. I'm Lipakshi Khurana. And moving on, US President Donald Trump on Friday said he planned to increase tariffs on foreign imports on steel and aluminium imports from 25% to 50% starting on Wednesday. The tariffs would apply to millions of tons of steel and aluminium imports from Canada, Brazil, Mexico, South Korea and other countries that had been entering the US duty-free. The announcement is the latest turn in Trump's roller coaster approach to tariffs since re-entering office in January. While speaking at a rally in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Trump said the move would help boost the local steel industry and national supply while decreasing reliance on China. Trump also said that $14 billion would be invested into the area's steel production through a partnership between U.S. Steel and Japan's Nippon Steel.
We are going to be imposing a 25% increase. We're going to bring it from 25% to 50% the tariffs on steel into the United States of America, which will even further secure the steel industry in the United States. Nobody's going to get around that. So we're bringing it up from 25%. We're doubling it to 50%. But the Nippon investment we're announcing today blows them all away with a record-setting, and this was just heard of, we just came out a little while ago, $14 billion commitment to the future of this company. That is the single largest investment. That's the single largest investment of any kind in any industry.
While U.S. President Donald Trump and Tesla CEO Elon Musk made joint comments in the Oval Office on the tech billionaire's final day at the White House. During a farewell event in the Oval Office, Trump lauded Musk's efforts to cut federal spending as head of the Department of Government Efficiency. Trump said on Friday that billionaire Elon Musk will remain a close advisor. This farewell comes just a day after Musk said he was disappointed with Trump's budget bill, which includes multi-trillion dollars tax breaks and a boost to defense spending. That bill still needs to pass the Senate. Musk said he intends to devote most of his energy to his business empire and will continue to serve as a Trump advisor.
This is not the end of DOGE, but really the beginning. My time as a special government employee necessarily had to end. It was a limited time thing. It's 134 days, I believe, which ends in a few days. So that it comes with a time limit. But the DOGE team will only grow stronger over time. The DOGE influence will only grow stronger. So I think the DOGE team is doing an incredible job. They're going to continue doing an incredible job, and I'll continue to be visiting here and be a friend and advisor to the president.
And in a significant ruling, the U.S. Supreme Court on Friday let President Donald Trump's administration revoke the legal status of 500,000 migrants from 4 Caribbean and Latin American countries. The decision puts 532,000 people who came from Cuba, Haiti, Nicaragua and Venezuela to the United States under a 2-year humanitarian parole program launched by former President Joe Biden at risk of deportation. Trump called for ending humanitarian parole programs in an executive order signed on January 20th, his first day back in office. The Department of Homeland Security subsequently moved to terminate them in March, cutting short the 2-year parole grants. And updates now on Russia-Ukraine conflict. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky met U.S. Senators Lindsey Graham and Richard Blumenthal in Kyiv on Friday. After talks with Zelensky, Graham said that the U.S. Senate is set to move ahead next week with a bill on imposing sanctions on Russia and countries buying Russian oil and other goods. He added a second round of Russia-Ukraine talks proposed by Moscow and Turkey is expected to be a Russian charade. Ukraine has not confirmed a participation, seeking a formal Russian proposal first. Graham also said Trump expects concrete actions from Moscow following their discussion before his trip.
So I would expect next week that the Senate will start moving the sanctions bill. There are House members that are ready to move in the House, and you'll see congressional action. As the Senate begins to move, you'll hear more from President Trump. I think he's reached a point now where he is looking for concrete action by Russia, and unfortunately, nothing has happened.
Meanwhile, U.S. President Donald Trump on Friday said that both Russian President Vladimir Putin and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky are stubborn as he tries to negotiate to end the conflict. And on to some business news. Google urged a US judge to reject a government push to spin off its Chrome browser, arguing such a move would harm innovation and users globally. The plea follows closing arguments in a landmark antitrust case accusing Google of monopolizing online search through exclusive deals with Apple and Samsung. The Department of Justice argues that divesting Chrome is necessary to ensure fair competition, especially as AI reshapes search. Google countered that no evidence showed users would choose other search engines without its default deals. The company also warned that a Chrome divestiture would also have global consequences, affecting over 80% of its users outside the US. Judge Amit Mehta is considering remedies following a previous ruling against Google's search dominance. And Tesla's stocks are soaring, driven by hype surrounding its upcoming robo-taxi launch. Investors are betting on the company's autonomous driving technology to redefine urban mobility. The electric vehicle giant's advancements in AI and self-driving systems have fueled optimism despite concerns over regulatory hurdles and competition. Tesla's market cap climbed, reflecting confidence in its innovation pipeline. Meanwhile, broader market volatility persists with inflation fears and tariff uncertainties affecting investor sentiment. Tesla's focus on automation positions it as a leader in the EV and tech sectors, but analysts warn of risks tied to execution and safety standards. The global auto industry is watching as Tesla's robotaxi could disrupt traditional transport models and influence smart city development worldwide. And the World Boxing announced on Friday that it will require all athletes over 18 to undergo mandatory gender testing before participating in its competitions. World Boxing further added that Paris Olympic women welterweight champion Imane Khelif will not be allowed to compete until she undergoes the test. World Boxing will run the boxing competitions in the 2028 Olympics after being granted provisional recognition by the IOC. The governing body said it aims to deliver a competitive level playing field for men and women. All athletes over the age of 18 will have to undertake a PCR genetic test to detect the presence of the Y chromosome, which indicates biological sex. Also in IPL, Mumbai Indians clinched their place in Qualifier 2 of the IPL 2025 after beating Gujarat Titans by 20 runs in the eliminator match on Friday. Led by Rohit Sharma's superb 50-ball 81 and Jasprit Bumrah's miserly spell in a high-scoring game, the match ended in Mumbai's favour. Opting to bat first, Mumbai put up 228 for 5 in 20 overs with superb cameos from Johnny Bairstow and Suryakumar Yadav, Tilak Verma and Hardik Pandya. Meanwhile, Gujarat Titans lost captain Shubman Gill in the very first over, but a knock of 80 by Prasar Sudarshan and an explosive 48 by Washington Sundar kept the game alive. With the win, Mumbai will play Punjab Kings in Qualifier 2 on Sunday. Well, World No Tobacco Day is being observed across the globe to raise awareness about the ill effects of tobacco consumption and promotes a tobacco-free world with control measures, encouraging its consumers to quit. To commemorate World No Tobacco Day, renowned Indian sand artist Sudarshan Patnaik created a beautiful sand art giving the message of quitting tobacco at East India's Puri beach. The theme for this year is Bright Products, Dark Intentions, which focuses on highlighting the hidden dangers of tobacco products that come in appealing flavors and packaging. All right, that's all for this edition of DD India Live, but let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. For those on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on the DD India mobile app. The app is available on both Android and iOS platforms. Scan the QR code on the screen to download now. Well, we'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Lipakshi Khurana from our office here in Delhi. Thanks for watching DD India Live.